Hey everyone, it's Newdlehead here, and today I'm here to review Sonic Unleashed for Xbox 360. After Sonic the Hedgehog 2006 was released and critically panned by fans and critics alike, Sonic fans were waiting for the next proper main series Sonic game. So Sonic Team went back to the drawing board, and 2 years later we got Sonic Unleashed. I remember when I first picked up this game, the box art had me wondering, Sonic as a werewolf? Is this for real? I thought it sounded like a pretty interesting idea. And a pretty interesting idea it was. Sonic Unleashed introduced some new features, such as the boost formula gameplay for Sonic's daytime stages, and a beat-em-up style of gameplay for the Werehog nighttime stages. While many praised the daytime stages, the Werehog stages weren't very well received, leading to this game getting a pretty mixed reception overall. While aboard Eggman's base, Sonic is destroying Eggman's robots ready to foil Eggman's plans once again in this beautiful CGI cutscene. But then, Eggman traps Sonic and drains all the power of the Chaos Emeralds. Eggman then uses the energy to power his Chaos Energy Cannon to blast the Earth and split it into pieces. Doing so wakes the powerful being Dark Gaia from the center of the planet. While that's going on, Sonic transforms into a Werehog. So wait, Sonic plus powerless Chaos Emeralds equals Werehog? That can't be right. So after looking it up, apparently Sonic absorbed some of Dark Gaia's energy somehow, and that's how he transformed, even though he's not even near Dark Gaia. But anyways, Eggman ends up shooting Sonic into space, sending him falling straight down to the Earth. When Sonic lands, he meets a friendly creature who has amnesia, so Sonic decides to help him out. After finding out that the creature Sonic found has a love for chocolate chip ice cream, Sonic decides to give him the nickname Chip. Sonic and Chip eventually meet up with Tails, and Tails informs them about Professor Pickles in Spagonia, who he thinks can help Sonic out. Once they take the plane to Spagonia, they find out that the professor has been kidnapped by Eggman. After rescuing Professor Pickles, he informs the gang on the Gaia manuscripts, how this isn't the first time the Earth is split into pieces and how it's a direct result of Dark Gaia. Sonic must travel to each of the temples listed in the Gaia manuscripts, return the power to the Chaos Emeralds, restore the planet, and stop Dr. Eggman and Dark Gaia. I think this is a really good plot for a Sonic game. It's not overly dramatic and full of plot holes and inconsistencies, just like how every Sonic plot should be. The gameplay is split up into two segments. During the day, you play as Sonic in his normal form, and when night falls, you play as Sonic in his Werehog form. Sonic's daytime stages are really something special. Playing as Sonic never felt more satisfying. You get to use your boost to blast through levels, your homing attack to bash in robots, use your drift to curve through levels at high speeds, and you get to do some pretty enjoyable platforming as well. The only issues I have is that the homing attack button is the same as your air boost button, which can sometimes lead you to air boosting instead of performing your homing attack. And when Sonic's traveling at high speeds, he becomes a bit hard to properly control. But besides those issues, Sonic's gameplay is really solid. Sonic's nighttime stages are where the game takes a different approach. While playing as the Werehog, instead of fast-paced action, you'll be slowly fighting off packs of enemies left and right and performing combos to defeat them. You'll also be doing a fair amount of platforming and puzzle solving as well, putting those stretchy arms to use. Werehog Sonic controls pretty well. My only complaint is that playing as Werehog Sonic can be pretty tedious, and fighting the same slew of enemies while hearing over and over again gets pretty old and annoying. This isn't really a complaint, but I feel like the levels go on for a bit too long. But I don't think Werehog Sonic is as bad as people say he is. Nighttime stages are just not as fun as playing the daytime stages, but I still find them pretty enjoyable. This game also features a level up system. You gain experience by defeating enemies, which goes towards upgrading your stats. You can improve the speed and ring energy on regular Sonic, and you can improve the combat, strength, life, unleash, and shield on Werehog Sonic. You can also pick up power-ups for Sonic, such as wall jumping, ground stomping, light dashing, and mid-air boosting. The level design in Sonic's daytime stages is magnificent. Every stage is built around going fast, there's multiple pathways, the platforming isn't too intrusive, and it's just great. There's rails to grind, robots to destroy, and of course,
bounce pads!
The developers designed these levels so well, so if you're skilled enough, you can speed through these levels with ease. Sometimes the frame rate dips in some graphic heavy levels, but most levels have a stable frame rate. Sonic's daytime stages are incredibly fun. I think the level design in the nighttime stages is okay. A lot of times you'll just be entering rooms where you fight off baddies, and occasionally there'll be a puzzle or have a section where you're doing some platforming. But besides that, the levels are pretty basic. Nothing really noteworthy, but nothing really bad either. In between levels, you get to travel through hub worlds. Each hub world is themed based on which side of the world you're on. It's really cool. They're smaller and more condensed than hub worlds featured in past Sonic games. I like how the humans in the hub worlds are cartoon-like instead of using realistic humans like in the other games. These characters look like they were ripped straight out of a DreamWorks or Pixar movie, and I love it. Hub worlds also have side quests you can do, but they're optional. The hub worlds aren't annoying or anything, they're each themed well and whatnot, but I think the game would be better without them. I guess I'm just one of those people who prefer going level to level. Hub worlds just aren't my cup of tea. But as far as hub worlds go, these aren't too bad. The graphics are beautiful. This is the first game in the series to use the Hedgehog graphics engine, and sweet Sally Acorn, did these graphics look amazing. The character models and the levels look fantastic. There's so much detail in the textures, and the lighting and shaders make this game look gorgeous. Not to mention the backgrounds are filled with amazing scenery. For a game released in 2008, this game looks way ahead of its time. I even think this game looks better than Sonic Generations. I really like the cutscenes in this game. They use the in-game graphics to animate the cutscenes, and it looks fantastic. The lip syncing is spot on, and oh my gosh, whenever there's food on screen, it always looks so appetizing. The ice cream cone they show in the earlier cutscene is so delicious looking. Someone please tell me where I can find that ice cream in real life. The music in this game is top notch. While I don't really remember any tracks from the Werehog stages except but the tracks used in the daytime stages are so catchy and memorable. I love the Windmill Isle Day theme so much. Plus, Endless Possibilities is probably my favorite song ever used in a Sonic game. Just like most Sonic games, the music does not disappoint. I think this game can be pretty challenging at times. You have to have some pretty good reflexes in order to speed through Sonic's daytime stages without getting hit, stopping dead in your tracks, or falling down pits. What really throws me off are the QuickTime events that are scattered throughout the daytime levels. The nighttime stages aren't very difficult. It's easy to make mistakes sometimes, sure, but besides that, I found them pretty easy. So, the gameplay in Sonic's daytime stages is pretty good, and the gameplay in Sonic's nighttime stages is a little tedious, but it's still enjoyable. The one thing in this game that I consider bad is the Sun and Moon medals. These things are the worst. In order to unlock levels, you need to collect a large sum of Sun and Moon medals. There are more Moon medals in the day stages and more Sun medals in the night stages. This isn't so bad in the Werehog levels because exploring in those levels is encouraged, but finding medals in Sonic's daytime stages is just counterintuitive. Sonic's daytime stages aren't built around exploring. Most of the time you're just blasting through levels at high speeds, but they expect you to stop and find medals in those levels? Why? That's just annoying. But what's even more annoying is that they expect you to collect so many just to access one stage. This kinda ruins the game for me. Constantly backtracking and replaying levels just to find medals is not fun. This just adds unnecessary length to the game. Sun and Moon medals are hands down the worst part of this game, and I am in no way exaggerating. It really is that bad. Overall, I think the game is pretty fun. The daytime stages were the stepping stone for future Sonic games, which made it possible for games like Sonic Colors and Sonic Generations to be as good as they are. In my opinion, the Werehog stages aren't too bad. While they may be a bit slow and tedious, I still find enjoyment playing them. The main thing I don't like about this game are the Sun and Moon medals. Having to constantly replay levels just to find enough medals to progress is just a major inconvenience. It really knocks down my score lower than I'd like to give this game. The graphics and sound are phenomenal, and the gameplay is great. If I had to rate this game, I'd give it 3 noodles out of 5. It's a pretty good game for the most part, and with the exception of the medals, it's a very fun experience. I can recommend this game just for the daytime stages alone. But if you don't have a 360 or a PS3 and you want to play the daytime levels, there is an alternative. The Unleashed Project, boy! It's a mod for the PC version of Sonic Generations with all the daytime stages from Sonic Unleashed with the improved engine from Sonic Generations. So you can run the game in 1080p at 60 frames per second, and it's just awesome. If you don't own Sonic Unleashed, this is the next best thing. The Unleashed project is an amazing mod. Be sure to definitely check it out. I'm Newdlehead, and I hope you enjoyed my review on Sonic Unleashed.